Leo, happy full moon in Leo. This is your moon, baby. I hope you're feeling good. If you're new, welcome into the channel. And if you see some movement over here, that is my little dog, Max. What are you doing, Bubbles? Come here. You want to say hi? Come here. You always pop in. I always feel like maybe you want to say hi. I've never showed him on camera before. So this is my little Maxie, right? Say hi to Leo. He likes cats. So I will tell you, he thinks he's a cat. So, yeah, I know. All right, so that's my doggy. All right, he always pops in. So he likes cats. So I don't know. I don't know if that's going to play into this or not. But anyway, so the full moon in Leo, it is about communication, courage, confidence, being unapologetically you. Could be some little drama popping off, you know. Leo is not in a negative way, but you know, is the drama, right? Kind of like, you know, everybody sees you because you're the sun. So I want to see what's going on in that romantic department of yours. I see Max's ears. He's still here hanging around. He likes the kitties. So on that note, let's see what's going on in the romantic department. Always remember to take what resonates and throw out what doesn't. If you're finding something isn't resonating for you in this reading, check out the other readings. We all embody every zodiac, all 12. Okay, even if we don't have any planet placements, we still have, you know, such as Leo. We still have that in a house. Okay. All right. So, what's going on for my kitty cats? February 1, full moon, and it will peak today because today is February 1st in Eastern Standard Time at 5:08. We are currently in this energy now, but that's when it peaks, and it will still continue a few days after. I still see Max's ears. He looks like a little cat down there. I don't know if you can see him. Oh, he's laying down. He's got frog legs. He's like, I'm hanging around, man. If you're talking to the cats, the Leos, you know, the lions, the cheetah, yeah. He's like, I'm here for it. I love it. Woo! Current energy, 2 of Wands. Okay. Crossing, whoa, 5 of Cups. Root, 7 of Swords. Recent past, 7 of Wands. Higher self, we've got the 10 of Wands. Recent, our near future, we have the 9 of Pentacles. Currently, you are the Magician. Outside influences is the 3 of Cups. Hopes and fears, we have the Emperor. And the outcome, potential outcome, we've got the Page of Pentacles. What's going on? What is going on? Man, Max is like all over the place right now. He's like sniffing for the kitties. Okay, so currently, 2 of Wands, you could be planning to make a decision. You know, choosing a path, which way you're going to go. Your challenge right now is the 5 of Cups. So I feel like you're still in some disappointment. Maybe that's, you know, why you need to make a decision on a path, on, you know, which path forward you want to go, making a decision to go a different route. But, you know, you're still, you know, feeling some grief probably and loss. Something obviously with a relationship, okay? So the whole root of this, ooh, Seven of Swords. So there was the whole root of this situation, and why you're feeling the grief and disappointment is there was some sort of lie, there was some sort of deceiving, maybe you felt tricked, that's just the root. Okay, the root cause is, we like to call this guy the trick dick. He's the trick dick of the deck. And as you can see, it's a mask. You know what I'm saying? This particular deck is a mask. The other decks, the guy's walking away with swords, looking back, sneaking away. In the near past, you have the Seven of Wands. Man, you had to put some protection up. I get it. If somebody lied, deceived you, or tricked you, I would be protecting myself as well. So you felt like in the past you had to protect yourself against somebody that was lying and deceiving you. Got it. Your higher self is the Ten of Wands. You're like, I can't carry these burdens anymore of this situation. You know what I mean? It's giving you anxiety. It's too much stress. You're ready to let go, which is why you're currently in the position of making a decision. All right. You haven't quite made it. You're still feeling the grief, but your higher self is like, come on, this is a lot of weight to carry. It's a lot of stress. Do you really want to keep doing this? Near future, you've got the Nine of Pentacles. Whoo. Well, you're doing all right. And I think when you drop these Ten of Wands in this near future, you're going to be doing good. You're going to be achieving new goals. You're going to feel independent. You're going to feel happy. She's sniffing these flowers. It's like everything, you've built up. You're enjoying the fruits of, your labor. Okay. And so that's a beautiful energy. You're currently feeling the Magician. You got all the tools you need to manifest. You've got the willpower. Leo, that's you, right? You're the confident kitty, right? You're ambitious. You're proud. You're charismatic. You're very creative. You're a passionate creature, very passionate creature. And you have all the tools to manifest and do whatever it is that you want. Outside of you, you've got the Three of Cups. Man, you've got reunions coming in. You've got celebrations. You've got friends who want to come around you. They want to get out. They want to have fun. They all have a champagne glass. I'm not saying you drink champagne or if you even drink it all. I'm just saying what's on here. It's, you could go out for high tea for all I know, You could be a beer person. You could just be water, whatever your poison is, right? But you do have people around you that want to get out. They want to celebrate. They want to have some fun. Your hopes and fears is, I feel, with the Emperor, so Max is now behind me trying to bury his sweet potato. I think is bringing you a gift. I don't know. He loves cats. So I'm sorry with all the interruptions, but he thinks he's a cat. And now he's burying something. So I think it's a peace offering for you. I don't know. He's ready to celebrate. He's like, hey man, here's my sweet potato. You all got champagne. I'm bringing sweet potatoes. All right. Perfect. And he's having some fun. Great. Where am I at? I'm so sorry for the disruptions. Okay, so hopes and fears is the Emperor. I think you hope for a real emperor to come in, you know? Somebody who's solid, who's stable, who's predictable, who, the emperor embodies all of the kings. They know how to talk. They know how to tell the truth. They know how to show compassion. They know how to put a plan in place and move out on it, right? The emperor, whether that's masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter. It's just energy. Like me personally, my natal chart, I have more masculine energy in me. Not a whole lot more, but I do. But you could tell I'm all girl. But my soul is I'm a masculine. I can hang with the boys, so to speak. But I do. I think you hope for a real solid emperor to come into your life. Now, in the outcome, possible future, we always say possible because energy can change at any time. I can say this is your outcome, but you could do something to change plan, or somebody coming towards you could change route at any time. There's how many times have you gone out to a restaurant thinking, oh, I'm going to order blah, blah, blah. And then you get there and then they tell you about the specials. And then you're like, oh, that special sounds good. You see what I'm saying? That's how energy can change, right? So we always say potential outcome. It could happen. It could not happen. And it all depends on your energy and the people outside of you, their energy. You have the Page of Pentacles. So your, potential outcome is having somebody, confirmation, thank you, Spirit, somebody loyal and faithful come in, much like you would like the emperor. It's kind of like you're looking for the husband or the wife, right? The solid person that, you can depend on, who's mature. And I think that is your potential outcome here. I don't know what's going on with this Seven of Swords, with this overall and you protecting yourself. It could be just the fact that you came out of a relationship that was rough and you were lied to, and, you're getting to a point of moving on from it. How about that? With the Two of Wands, it does feel like you're getting to the point of, okay, I've grieved this long enough. I've got to let this go. I've done, when you have breakups, bad breakups, or just breakups in general, you do need to sit with it. You need to feel the feelings. It is much like a death, a mourning phase, shall we say, and allow yourself to go through it. And I think that's what's happening. And it's like, okay, your higher self is like, you've thought about this long enough, you've cried about it long enough, you've been alone long enough. Okay, I felt it. This person, whoever, did me wrong. Okay, but you know what? I'm good. I got all the goods. You're the magician. Don't forget, you have all the goods. You've got good friends around you, possibly even, maybe an emperor coming your way. When you go out and celebrate with friends, you could meet this emperor, right? And it could be this person that's loyal and faithful. So I think what we need to do here is, I'm going to go straight to the Seven of Swords, because that is the root and that's what's been holding you back. But it looks like, as you flow into the future, you start flowing in the correct way. But it's kind of like, what happened, right? So what's this Seven of Swords? What is this Seven of Swords? What happened? What is the root of all this that happened? Max is taking a cat nap now, in case you were wondering. He's tired now. He's tired of playing with the kitty cat. Now he's resting. He's taking a cat nap. All right, I'm sorry. I don't know why your reading's like this. It's your full moon, right? Like I said, full of drama, right? So we're bringing a little of my drama in. How about that? All right. Sorry, you guys. All right. What is this Seven of Swords? What happened? And maybe I'm here to lift up your spirits, right? With Max showing up, maybe you need a little good laugh, something to take your mind off of the grief, right? Just saying. Okay, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Four of Wands. Three of Pentacles. This feels like you may have been dealing with a Knight of Pentacles. So they're not, the Knight of Pentacles is not a bad guy. Age-wise or maturity-wise, they're not a king. They're not an emperor or queens or empress. But I will say the Knight of Pentacles is the most solid. So they move really slow. But they move carefully, and they like to make sure that they're going to get where they need to be. It just takes longer because they're cautious and they're careful. It feels like somebody was moving a little slow when it came to starting a solid foundation with you, right? Maybe, you were hoping this was going to lead to a marriage, right? Like the Emperor here, because that's what your hopes and fears is, right? They may have moved too slow for you, and it didn't get to the marriage. It didn't get to living together. It kind of stayed maybe in the Three of Pentacles, which is the beginning stages of a relationship. They may have been avoiding, right? Sidestepping. So not necessarily lying or deceiving you, kind of. It's like they're moving so slow, it makes you wonder, do you really want to, is marriage in the cards for you? Is moving into together, is that something you really want to do? And it's kind of feels like maybe they wanted to be with you, but they didn't really want to move to that next level. So they kind of maybe avoided it and kept you at the Three of Pentacles, which is the beginning. And you may have been with this person for some time, okay? And you kept waiting, thinking, all right, are we going to get married? All right, are we going to move in together? Are we going to buy that house together? Are we going to the next level? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? And they kept sidestepping it. So you felt, okay, so maybe instead of, you were protecting yourself, but you may have had to stand your ground with this person. You know what I mean? Because it was like they kind of, I'm not saying they didn't want to be with you. They just didn't want to go to that next level quite yet. And this could be just a classic case of two people not on the same level. Okay? What is the Seven of Wands here in the recent past? What is the Seven of Wands? Seven of Wands, recent past. Why do we need to stand our ground or protect ourselves, or both? Well, there's the Queen of Wands. That's you, baby. That's you. Ace of Wands. Five of Cups. This makes me feel like you, the Queen of Wands, I think you were disappointed because it felt more like this person was just very passionate, right? And don't get me wrong, fire is passion, right? Because it is your passion, whether you put it into the bedroom, whether you put it outside of the bedroom, right? When you're doing creative projects, passion works in so many different ways. And you were disappointed that it wasn't going to go to the next level, so it's kind of like you felt like, oh, is this, are we just having fun here? You know what I mean? You don't want to take it more serious with me. And it disappointed. So you're like, all right, I got to stand my ground, and make a decision on dropping the Ten of Wands. The burden of, okay, this person keeps sidestepping me. They're not, they're not coming forward and really making anything happen. So it puts you in this constant struggle of disappointment because it's not like you didn't want to be with this person. It was the fact it just wasn't getting off the ground. It wasn't going anywhere. Confirmation. It wasn't going anywhere. So it's tough, right? Because it's not like you didn't like them. It's not like you didn't have any feeling for them. You just knew that you were going to be disappointed because they're just dragging their feet. They keep dragging, Yeah, I'm so sorry. But look how beautiful all this starts to turn out. So tell me about this Magician. Tell me about this Magician and the current feelings and thoughts. What's this Magician? Hanged Man. Well, goodness gracious. The Moon. That's today, baby. Eight of Cups. Yeah. Oh, I got chills. Thank God I'm wearing this. It's kind of big and it looks like this is a big, but it makes me look like I'm pregnant. It's weird. Anyway, it was something cheap I found that I just thought I'd kick around in. Today was the perfect day for it. But anyway, I got the chills. Look, you're currently in the feeling of, you're looking at this situation and you're realizing that it's better to let go of it. This is happening right now during this moon. okay? Because it's real potent. You know, you're going to start to drop the burdens of holding on to this. Eight of Cups, you know, you're ready to leave it and check out, right? Because you're looking at it from a different perspective, you know. I feel like you're looking at this person like they're not a bad person. They're just not on your timeline, right? They're not ready. You know, like I said, Knight of Pentacles, it's kind of like they say the Knight of Pentacles, you know. Say you plant a seed in a pot, right? And you water it every day. It's gonna sitting there watching it, it's gonna take forever to see it sprout. But when you go away for a couple of weeks, you'll start to see a sprout. But sitting there watching it on the day to day, analyzing it, it seems like it's forever. And that's kind of this energy, right? They're very much stuck with the Three of Pentacles, which is, you know, hey, I'm here, you know, I'm here. I just don't have the extra leg for that table. So it's a three-legged table, you know, I don't have for the four, right? So you go from the 3 to the 4, right? 3, you can sit on a three-legged stool. Of course you can. But everybody wants to make sure they've got all 4 walls or they've got all 4 legs on that stool. That's, you know, the next level up, right? Going from maybe the stool to the house, you know, which was what you were trying to do. And during this moon, you're like, you know, I need to let this go. I'm looking at this from a whole perspective. You know, yeah, we had good passion and I'm disappointed. We got along. But it wasn't quite the Emperor. You know, it may have been more passionate for you too. And, you know, you've got the willpower to move forward now because this moon's kind of opening you up. And like I said, it's not a bad person. You're not rolling out hating them or fighting. It's two people that are just in two different places. That's all. All right. So you're going to have some celebrations. You know, you're going to be getting out with your friends. You know, I want to know about the outcome, the Page of Pentacles. The potential outcome. What do we got? Something solid going on, somebody loyal, somebody who's goal-oriented, who's ready to make that goal to buy a house. The white picket fence. What do we got? So we got the Knight of Pentacles. I mean, excuse me, the Knight of Swords. Ay, ay, ay. Stop it. The Magician again. Oh, stop it. Page of Wands. Man, you're going to find in the potential outcome, you're going to have somebody solid coming in. They are a lot like you. They are the magician. They have all the tools they need. They've got the willpower just like you. They're not going to be afraid to come in. Now, the Knight of Swords is swift. They're fearless. Page of Pentacles, like I said, they're not a bad guy. They're slow. They're careful. They plan things out carefully, you know, and it takes a while. But in the potential outcome, you know, you're going to have somebody who's super ambitious coming in who's going to start flirting with you. Like, it's going to start off very flirtatious, feeling you out with, flirtatious messages, but they are a lot like you. They have all the tools they need just like you do. So it's almost like you're matching feelings, right? Wanting to manifest in somebody who is courageous, who has the willpower, who knows how to manifest, right? They have all the tools they need to do everything they need to do. You're going to have somebody coming in. But that is a potential future. You could do something to where you still stay stuck. Maybe talking to this person, there is no guarantee. So you have to remember that. A lot of people will come back to tarot and they're like, well, wait a minute, this person didn't come in. Well, that's because your energy was still remaining in the 5 of Cups, the grief, sorrow, and you didn't, pick a path. Or you did pick a path. You stayed on the same path. You just didn't take a new path to lead you to somebody who's not afraid to come in. They're going to flirt with you, give you some attention, and show you everything. They're going to be fearless, and they're going to manifest you just like you're manifesting, right? But only if you pick the path. And it looks like in the potential future, you're going to be out doing your own thing and celebrating with friends. So it does look like that, but oh my gosh, this person could come back and send you a message and you start talking, and then all of a sudden that's where your energy goes, and then you're off the path of this. And it's nothing to be ashamed of. It happens to all of us. So what other messages do we have here that Leo needs to know? Anything else we need to know about this for Leo? Ooh, there's that truth. There's the truth. Change. Justice. It almost feels like you're going to realize, you're going to get a real sharp truth during this full moon that, change needs to happen. Okay, in order for you to find somebody who is equal, right, fair and balanced, truthful, you're going to have to listen to the truth of this situation and change. And change means picking a different path. And I know it's easier said than done. I get that. But I'm only here to give you what comes out and the messages you need to hear. You can only do what you want with the information, but I'm just here to deliver it. Okay? But there needs to be change. You would need to change a path in order for something equal and fair. Your justice, which is getting your emperor, someone who's fearless, the man with the plan. All right, let's get you an angel number. Give us an angel number here for Leo, please. We don't want that many. You might need that many. No! Don't get away from me. I think this is the first time I've ever pulled this card. Simplification. 654. Simplify your life and focus on what matters. Declutter your mind and surroundings for greater clarity and effectiveness. Absolutely. Your higher self, which is your subconscious mind, was the Ten of Wands. I mean, that is a lot of stress. It's a lot of burden. It's a lot of anxiety. It's a lot of burnout. And Spirit's like, drop it. I think you already knew to drop it, but it's like, drop that shit. Let it go. Let it go. Clear this person out. If you have anything in your house, of theirs, try and give it back to them. If they're one of those that likes to play games and they're like, oh, I don't want it, or I'll pick it up later, go donate it. Give them a chance. Go donate it. Get it out of your house, because the sooner you clean anything out, and I'm not saying it's a bad person. They are not, you're manifesting something specific. You have somebody in the future who wants to manifest what you want. This person is just too slow. They're not ready. And you need to make sure you clear them out of your mind. If you've got pictures on your phone, delete them. I know it's hard. Delete them. Let them go, right? Simplify your life. So when you simplify it, then it's easier for you to get back out and celebrate for the right person that matches your energy to come in. Okay? All right, Leo, that's what I have for you. I hope it was helpful. If anything resonates, please hit the like button, drop a comment if you feel comfortable, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Trying to grow the channel because, these messages are not just for one person, they're for a lot of people. So it really helps if folks do hit the like button so we can push through those algorithms and not let AI take over on real human interaction. Okay? I love you. Much love and light. Always working on your shadow side, dropping burdens. And until next time, I'll talk to you soon.